It's my favorite friggin' holiday of the year. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited because it is still Stuff Your Kindle Day here when I'm filming right now, but it's September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. If you're watching this and it's past that day, don't worry. Stuff Your Kindle Day comes around 3 times a year, and the next date is December 27th, 2023. And then I don't know the 2024 dates yet, but I'm sure they're coming and you can Google them when they get here. So if you've never done Stuff Your Kindle Day before, it's really easy. There's some websites out there that help guide you with certain books. However, my favorite way to search for books on this day, or really any day, is to literally just Google free romance books on Kindle. And it will do this on desktop, and it will take you to the website where you'll have categories on the left-hand side, and you can see all the covers. You can see all the star ratings, you can filter them however you want to, and that is my favorite way of searching for books on Stuff Your Kindle Day. Again, there's free books all the time, so you can absolutely do this outside of this sale, but this is kind of a special time where lots of authors get together and promote their books, so yeah. Anyways, I've racked up 40 books, and I will go through them, but I won't go through all of them in depth. I will just tell you maybe a reason why they grabbed my attention and why I chose to download them. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the haul. So I think I'll start out with contemporaries, because even though I'm not a contemporary romance reader, I do like them every once in a while, and I just can't get over some of these covers. So the first one I saw was The Savage Wild by Roxie Noir, and the reason why this one caught my eye is because it said that she's going on a research something in the Arctic, and this guy that she doesn't like has a plane, and then they crash land somewhere and they have to survive together. So this is a bit of a survival romance, and I'm kind of interested. I haven't read one of those probably in a long time, so yeah, love it. The next one, the cover just totally got me. It's a cowboy romance. It's called The Cowboy Takes a Bride, and this is from Christy Rose. And the reason I downloaded this, the cover, it kind of reminds me of Done and Dusted a little bit, but also it's a marriage of convenience. He needs a wife to keep his ranch. She needs to get away from her father. So marriage of convenience in a contemporary cowboy setting in Wyoming. Yeah, give it to me. This is part of a series, and oh my God, all of the covers are like this. They're all beautiful. Like, I die. I hope I like this. The next one is called The Fling in Panama by Liz Alden. This says it's a spicy forced proximity romance. This cover was kind of giving me Romancing the Stone vibes, maybe a little bit. I was looking for some kind of adventure romance, so that's why I kind of stumbled upon this one. So apparently she's backpacking through Latin America with a hot sailor who wants to show her the world. So this sounds like a travel romance on a boat, in a jungle, all those things. Okay, so those are all the contemporaries I downloaded. We'll go with historical next, since I really only downloaded maybe one. I actually have a lot of historicals on my plate right now, so I'm trying not to add more to it. But the one I downloaded was Surrendering to a Duke by Stevie Sparks. This one I have kind of seen before, and I always wanted to read it. I just haven't got there yet. It's supposed to be a spicy historical romance, and that's kind of where I've been feeling lately. Forbidden love, marriage of convenience, unrequited love, and an age gap. So that's what we have in this one, and I'm going to read it at some point. I do have a couple monster romances on here. The first one is Wash Up with a Kraken, and this is by L.E. Eldridge. Honestly, the cover just hooked me. Beachy book with a kraken. And the other monster book is Healing the Orc's Heart by Leon Riley. I got the first book in this series on the last Stuff Your Kindle Day, and that was Stealing the Troll's Heart. and that cover still kills me. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna. So I wanted to pick up the second book in the series. This one actually feels very fall to me. I really like the cover of it. These covers are stunning. Like, they just are. Another one is Killers and Monsters, and this is by Cleo Evans. This is a Dragon Daddy romance. I did read the first book in this series before with a Cerberus monster, and that one was okay. It was fine. It was fine. It's very spicy. So when I'm in the mood for some absolute spicy times, I will be looking at you, Cleo Evans. And yeah, this Dragon Daddy, I have to know what this is about. Also, I got Accidentally Orkward by Lucy Jouy. Again, I don't know what this book is about because I literally just downloaded it for the pun. And then the last monster one I have is Yours Insatiably by Aveda Weiss. I recently read Headless by Aveda Weiss and it was really interesting. So definitely want to continue reading a little bit more from this author. And I've seen this cover before and I really want to try it out. And then I have 2 alien books. I didn't go hardcore on the alien books. There were a lot of them, but honestly, they kind of like all look the same. And I get like a little confused on what I should look at. But one I saw because it said Dark Fated Mates, and this is called Ruthless King by Allison Ames. Literally, I think in the synopsis it says something about an alien mafia king kind of romance, so that intrigued me. And then I guess this one's technically a monster romance, but it's a monster alien Viking romance. So I'm putting it in alien because he's a space orc. Okay, he's a space orc. And this is Agnar's Teacher by Jennifer Wood. And it says 2 others, but I don't know. I'm just saying Jennifer Wood. I think I saw one of the books from this series from Ava Reed's Romance. So I saw this one on Stuff Your Kindle Day and I was like, sure, let's go with it. So this is like the first book in that series, and I don't know anything about it other than it's space orc romance, and I've heard that these are kind of sweet in nature. So those are those. Okay, on to the fantasy, which was like the meat and potatoes of this haul. There are a lot. And again, I kind of chose these based on covers, titles, and if I knew the author or not. Basically anything that just looked interesting, I grabbed. So the first fantasy was The Fire in Glass. This is technically a historical fiction fantasy romance, but it's set in 1914 and it's something to do with a murderer who takes blood, something like that. Looked interesting, 500 freaking pages. So, but it says Gothic historical fiction fantasy. So that intrigued me a lot. And again, the cover is stunning. 2 books I downloaded because other booktubers have been talking about these authors or the series. And so I saw them free and I just wanted to grab them. First one is Heart of Fire by Beck McMasters. Becky from Beck's Reads loves this series. This one isn't her favorite, but she said to start with it. It'll be good. So I'm going to do that one. I think it's a vampire series. No, it's a dragon shifter series, right? Yes, it's a Dragon Shifter series and it says it's Vikings meets The Princess Bride. I'll read that. And then the other book that I've seen before from other booktubers is Leviathan's Song. This is by Elsie Winters, and Robin from Paperbacks and Planners talks about this series a lot, and I've seen The Seduction of a Psychopomp cover before, and I really want to read that one, but that's like the 3rd book, so gotta get on it. And then there's a few of these, like a whole series with a bunch of different authors, but this one intrigued me the most. This is Bound by Death, and it just said an arranged marriage fantasy romance, and I love a freaking arranged marriage, so that's why I downloaded this one. It's by Jess Drew. There are a whole series of books. I think there's like 11 books with all different authors, so this giant collaboration, you can get all of them for free on Stuff Your Kindle Day. I'm pretty sure they're all available, which is awesome. And then we have Magic Claimed by Charmaine Ross, and quite literally downloaded this because it says it's a reverse harem wolf shifter paranormal romance. Listen, I love a good white shoes. Like, You say why choose and I say why not, okay? Oh, this also says it was a dystopian romance, and I have not read a dystopian in so long. I definitely, like, I'm down. And then I have Allison's Adventure in Underland. I think I downloaded this before, but then I deleted it. So I'm downloading it again. I don't know why I deleted it. I thought I got this before. I don't remember if it's the first book or the second book that was free. No, the third book was also free. They're all free. Okay, it's an Alice in Wonderland Why Choose novel that's also dark, I think. So I love retellings, and Alice in Wonderland is one of them that I just freaking love. The Hot Vampire Next Door by Nikki St. Croix. I absolutely loved the Vicious Lost Boys series, and this is one I think is an earlier work of hers, so wanted to grab that one. The Sacrifice. This is a dark dragon fantasy romance, and this is by Emily Shore. I think a lot of people had this on their list. So if anybody else has like grabbed this one, let's buddy read, because this one also sounds really cool, and we're all obsessed with dragons after Fourth Wing, right? Oh, and this one says it's perfect for fans of the Vicious Lost Boys series. Up my alley, I tell ya. This is another cover that was just stunning to me. The Curse of the Shadow God. This is a prequel, and it's by Abby Fox. It literally has 33 ratings, so this is a very, very new author, or very, very underrated book, who knows? Forced into an arranged marriage, a sorceress will stop at nothing to regain her freedom. So she was stolen as a child, and on her wedding night, she escapes to find her family she was stolen from. Her new husband catches her, but they have undeniable chemistry. They're forced to form an unlikely alliance. Like, all of these are hitting the buttons, of course. I'm not sure if this is YA or not, honestly, but it does say dark fantasy horror, so it's probably adult, but I wouldn't expect it to be super steamy. And then we have Celestial Bodies, The Sun Serpent's Daughter, and this is by R.A. Moreau. What grabs me about this one is that the main character is an assassin, and she has to infiltrate another kingdom and kill a prince. And Lord knows I love a good assassin. And it also features a diverse cast, a black heroine, and a deaf male love interest. 18 and over, so this is for sure going to be spicy. It's under 300 pages, so it's going to be a fun, quick ride. I think it's going to be awesome. And then we have Ghostly Touches by Salem Cross. Is this the ghost Why Choose? Hang on, let me find out. Yes, this is the ghost Why Choose. The heroine is a necromancer, so she should be used to ghosts, but for whatever reason, she's not, and she doesn't have to choose between love interests. So, ghost Why Choose, that's all I know. Love this cover. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm telling y'all, there was like 75 pages of fantasy, and I got through like at least 30 of them, but that was a lot of books. The next one is Rejected Mate, and this is by G.K. DeRosa. This is a prequel. It's only 72 pages, so I figured why not. And basically you have a shifter who is having trouble shifting, and yeah. She's a rejected mate. I don't know. It just says steamy enemies to lovers, and I clicked yes. Oh, and then for some reason I got into like a bear shifter like hole of Kindle free books. And the first one is called Midsummer, and this is a kinky lesbian bear shifter romance, which I thought was funny because it says in here that Jenna is planning a trip with her boyfriend. And apparently that boyfriend invites a bunch of friends, and she's like, oh, screw y'all, I'm gonna go off on my own adventure in the woods. And she meets a bear shifter female. So a bear woman. When is the shifter ever a female? Like, it's never a female, it's always a man. So that's why I grabbed this one. Again, 52 pages, and the cover was stunning. Like honestly, the cover was stunning. So that's what grabbed me. And then the next one was a total pun title, and I just downloaded it because of that. It says Bear You Belong. And this is by P. Jameson. Oh, he's like an outcast bear shifter who lives alone in the woods, but then he has like an outcast wolf shifter woman land on his doorstep one day. Like that just sounds adorable. I don't know why. I just want to cuddle all these people. And then we went back to dark. Okay, we went to dark and we went way dark. This one sounds super dark and it says Of Shadow and Light by Melissa McSherry. There are a lot of trigger warnings in the synopsis, like choking, blood play, knife play, murder, torture, and death. So sure, let's read that. So again, we have somebody trying to flee a bad marriage, and she flees into the arms of somebody dark and sexy. I don't know. And again, we have another play on words here. Knocked Down, Dragon Out. Another dragon shifter romance by Crystal Shannon. Oh yeah, this is another one where she's in the Alaskan wilderness, but she doesn't expect to meet like a dragon shifter there. So this one kind of reminded me of Molly Harper's books. Like if y'all have never read a Molly Harper book, you really need to. They're so cute, so fun, and all set in Alaska. So that's kind of what intrigued me about this one. It's like I got those like Molly Harper vibes from it. So rom-com-y type book. The next one is The Marionettes by Katie Wismer. The Marionettes are basically a notorious league of witches that she's trying to get initiated into. And then she has to go into an academy. There's just some kind of academy involved. And I personally love an academy like romance. So says a little bit of spice in this one, but a lot of angst and stuff like that. So like it. Oh, this one I think I was looking up Viking romances because I'm like into Viking romances ever since I read that Danielle L. Jensen book, which we will talk about that at sometime later. This is Stolen by the Wolves by Lix Robinson. And again, another cover buy because this cover is stunning. The art is gorgeous. So this is actually an Omegaverse with non-shifters. It's part of a 6-book series. And it has a slow burn reverse harem. So that's what's going on in this one. This one again was another Academy book that it sounded really interesting. A Kiss of Salt and Sea. And this is by Bliss Devlin. And it says, in a world ruled by human mages, I'm an orphan without magic. Living under the thumb of my heartless stepfather, he sells me into indentured servitude at Darkstone Academy for the magical arts. I find myself far from home and surrounded by dangerous enemies. Give it to me. This said it had page-turning action, holding you to it, and then also a slow burn romance that pays off in the end. So, sounds good. And then the next one I saw was Tournament of Power. This is a fantasy romance with pirates, some kind of pirate thing. I've seen these books before and I'm gonna try it out. This is the second book, but the first book I think I had in my pirate list when I was reading all the pirate books. So I'm not sure what this is about other than there's some kind of games going on. She's crossing the ocean to get into this tournament to win the hand of a prince or something like that. And then we have A Curse of Shadow and Thorns by L.J. Andrews. There's a book that L.J. Andrews has come out with called The Ever King right now, and I really want to read it, so that's why I recognized her name, and I just saw a book from her, and I was like, give it to me. I know she's a fantasy romance author, but I've never read her books before. This one promises banter. Okay, if anything, I love anything, it's banter. Again, there's a girl trying to avoid an arranged marriage and she'd rather go gambling and getting in trouble. So I don't know a ton about it, but it just sounded really cool. And it's an author that I'm interested in. The next one is The Keeper's Runes. And this is a prequel book. It's by Lyra Forger. The series is called The Originals of Grimm Academy. Again, I was in academy phase, okay? I'm like, let's go back to school, but in scary times. So you have a girl who somehow finds she has magical power. She's swiftly taken away to an academy. There's a vampire shifter or something or other. She's Fae. Yeah, there's a whole thing here. This is only 122 pages, so I figured if I liked this one, I would continue on with the series. And again, it was like, if you like Sarah J. Maas and all that kind of stuff, you'll like this. So I'm really hoping it's within the vein of those books because I do love me a good fantasy romance. And the next one, again, is another Why Choose. Give it to me, all of them. This is called Lucifer's Daughter by Kel Carpenter. I know Kel Carpenter is a fantasy writer, but I didn't know Kel Carpenter was a fantasy romance writer. It says, we've all heard the story of the 4 horsemen, harbingers of the apocalypse, destruction given form, 4 of the sexiest, oh wait, no. But you get the point. So something with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and some sexy times. Maybe Laura Thalassa-ish. I don't know. Let's check it out. 222 pages, so another short one. I have been really loving the short books, especially with new authors, because it kind of gives me like dips my toes into their work. You know what I mean? And then we have The Vampire's Debt by Alia Winters. I mean, totally downloaded this because it was a vampire romance. It says Dracula meets Beauty and the Beast, all the things. Oh, and then we have this book. It says Sweet Revenge. This again is by G.K. DeRosa. Did I say this one already? I don't think I did. I think I have 2 books from them. This says something about a supernatural reality show. And I was like, okay, I'll read it. And then we have A Lair So Sinful by Zoe Ellis. This again is another dragon fantasy romance. Ooh, you have 5 brothers bound by fire and blood to their majestic dragons. So not a shifter romance, but they are bound to a dragon. Ooh, she wakes up in his lair. And her only job is to satiate his every desire. What? Clearly, she's got something special going on. And then we have Ashvale, the Vampire's Thrall, and it says this is a spicy vampire suspense book by Jade Church. This one seemed really cool. It seemed like more like a murder mystery, but also a vampire romance. Lenora Romilly was murdered. The only problem was she didn't stay dead. What? So she's half dead and swept away to this school called Ashvale, and she has to learn the ropes or whatever. But it promises a little bit of a mystery and also some spicy times. So this one seemed kind of cool, and it was a duology. So if I like this book, I would go to the next one really easily. And the last book in this haul is The Lost Siren by Ravenstorm. This is another dragon book. Again, we are all obsessed with dragons because of Fourth Ring, right? So that's why I downloaded it. A human female born into a breeding manor never has a choice. I am a slave, but at least I am alive. Wow, dark already. When the man with wings and scales gave me a second chance, I took it. Oh my gosh, I sure hope so. Ooh, this says it's a full-length poly Why Choose with dark themes. So give it to me. So those are all the books that I grabbed for Stuff Your Kindle Day. If you missed this sale, don't worry, it comes around like again 3 times a year. The next one is December 27th, 2023. And then after that, I have no idea. But I absolutely love this sale, and you can get a lot of great books from some new authors to you. Yeah, that maybe you could just try. You keep them on your Kindle forever until you read them, you know? You just read them whenever you feel like it. So thank you for sticking around. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would please subscribe because it really helps me out. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!